Paris. June 2026, the world's largest land defense exhibition just closed its doors. Over 2,300 exhibitors, 66 countries, 5 days. And Italy walked out as one of the most talked about nations on the floor. Not because of a single product, not because of a press release, but because for the first time in decades, Italy showed up at Eurosatory not as a buyer of foreign technology. Italy showed up as a seller. In this episode, we cover the physical platforms, the machines that move, fight, and protect soldiers on the ground. A new main battle tank, a new attack helicopter, new robotic combat vehicles, a new self-propelled howitzer, all Italian, all presented at Eurosatory 2026, all with one key advantage over American alternatives. Stay with us. Section 1, Connect. Why this matters now. To understand why Eurosatory 2026 was significant for Italy, we need to go back 30 years. For most of the Cold War and the decades that followed, European armies bought American Abrams tanks, Apache helicopters, Patriot missiles, Tomahawk cruise missiles. The arrangement was simple. The United States provided the hardware. European nations paid, deployed, and operated it, but they did not own it. Not really. Every American weapon system sold abroad comes with a legal framework called ITAR, the International Traffic in Arms Regulations. It is a set of U.S. export control laws that gives Washington the right to approve or block any transfer, modification, or re-export of American military technology, even after you buy the weapon, even after it sits in your hangar. In practice, this means that a country which buys an Apache helicopter cannot integrate its own sensors without American approval, cannot sell it to a third country without American approval, cannot update its software without American approval. For decades, European nations accepted this trade-off because American equipment was simply better, or at least perceived to be better. That perception is now being challenged directly by Italy. Section 2, the IMB. Italy's new main battle tank, the first and most important system presented at Eurosatory 2026 is the IMBT, the Italian main battle tank. It was unveiled by LRMV, the Leonardo Rheinmetall Military Vehicles joint venture, a 50-50 partnership between Italian defense giant Leonardo and German manufacturer Rheinmetall. What was shown in Paris was a concept demonstrator. It combines a Leopard 2A4 hull with a completely new turret, integrating Italian and German technologies. The final configuration is still in development, but the demonstrator reveals exactly where the program is heading. Let us look at the numbers, and then compare them to the main American competitor, the M1A2 SEP V3 Abrams. The Abrams SEP PV3 weighs 73.6 tons in combat configuration, including the Trophy Active Protection System. It is powered by a gas turbine engine that consumes enormous amounts of fuel and requires extensive logistical support. Its main gun has an effective range of approximately 4 kilometers with conventional ammunition. The IMBT weighs approximately 69.5 tons. It is powered by an IDV V12 diesel hybrid engine, producing 1,300 kilowatts. It can operate in silent mode for 8 hours, running on batteries only, with no thermal or acoustic signature. But the most decisive difference is firepower. The IMBT fires the Volcano 120mm guided munition. Volcano uses GPS and inertial navigation to engage targets at distances between 10 and 30 kilometers, beyond the line of sight. This transforms the tank from a short-range direct-fire weapon into a precision indirect fire system. The Abrams fires conventional 120mm rounds. Effective range, approximately 4 kilometers. That is a 7-to-1 advantage in reach. There is more. The IMBT integrates 3 layers of drone protection by design. The Strike Shield Active Protection System detects and intercepts incoming threats before impact. The Rosy Smoke System blinds enemy optical and infrared sensors. The Blaze 30mm remote weapon station engages drones directly with programmable airburst rounds. The Abrams SEPV3 has no native drone protection. The cage armor seen on tanks in Ukraine, the improvised metal grids welded onto the hull, weighs approximately 400 kilograms, requires 10 to 12 technicians and 12 hours to install, and is not guaranteed to stop modern FPV drones with tandem warheads. Now, the most important point for any foreign buyer. The IMBT is entirely ITAR-free. Every component, Every subsystem, every software module is European. Italy, or any country that purchases the IMBT, retains full sovereignty over the platform. No American approval required to modify it, upgrade it, or sell it to a third country. The Abrams is the opposite. Poland recently ordered 394 M1A2 Abrams tanks. For every upgrade, every software update, every potential resale, Warsaw must ask Washington. The IMBT does not exist yet as a production vehicle. The contract is pending. Deliveries are not expected before the early 2030s. That is a real limitation. But the direction is clear. And for nations planning their armored forces for the next 30 years, the IMBT offers something the Abrams does not. Full independence. Section 3, the AW249 Finis, Europe's only new attack helicopter. The second platform is perhaps the most visually striking. The AW249 Finis, named Phoenix by the Italian army, the bird that rises from the ashes. In this case, rising from the ashes of the AW129 Mangusta, Italy's current attack helicopter, in service since 1990. Leonardo describes the AW249 as the only completely new Western attack helicopter in development. That statement is factually accurate. Every other attack helicopter currently in service or on order in NATO countries is a derivative of designs from the 1970s and 1980s. The Apache first flew in 1975. The Tiger was designed in the 1980s. The Finis first flew in August 2022. Its design started in 2017 with a clean sheet built around the threats of today's battlefield, not the Cold War battlefield. The numbers are significant. The Finis has a maximum takeoff weight of 8,300 kilograms, a top cruise speed of 287 kilometers per hour, a range of 796 kilometers, a service ceiling of 6,000 meters. The AH-64E Apache Guardian has a cruise speed of approximately 265 kilometers per hour, a range of approximately 476 kilometers with standard fuel tanks. The Finis flies faster and almost 70% further on a single load of fuel. Its armament includes a 20mm chin-mounted cannon, Spike ER-2 and LR-2 anti-tank missiles, Hydra 70mm rockets, and the MBDA Fulgur air-to-air missile. But the defining feature is the digital architecture. The Finis has a fully open software architecture. When a journalist at ILA Berlin in June 2026 asked Leonardo's marketing director Roberto Pretolani whether European partner sensors could be integrated into the platform, the answer was direct. Quote, "We have full control over the technical design. If the equipment is compatible in terms of size and weight, there are no particular obstacles." End quote. This means that a country buying the Finis can integrate its own radar, its own electronic warfare systems, its own communications, and its own weapons without asking Leonardo or any government for permission. The Apache has a partially open architecture, but it was designed in an era when interoperability meant NATO standards, not free integration. Many of its core systems are American proprietary, requiring U.S. approval to modify. The Finis also integrates drone control natively. From the cockpit, the pilot can coordinate unmanned aerial vehicles operating in the same airspace, extending sensor reach and enabling attacks from beyond visual range without exposing the helicopter. Deliveries to the Italian army begin in 2028. The first export campaign is active now, targeting European NATO members. Germany retired its Tiger helicopters 6 years earlier than planned, leaving a capability gap. Poland is evaluating options. The Finis is on the table. Section 4, IDV CO2X and Viking, the robotic battle-fouled. The third category is the one that most clearly points to the future. IDV, now a Leonardo subsidiary, presented 2 unmanned ground vehicles at Eurosatory 2026, the upgraded Viking and the debut of the CL2X. The CL2X stands for Hybrid Uncrewed Light Tank. It is a tracked autonomous combat platform weighing 16 tons. It carries a payload of up to 5 tons. It reaches a top speed of 70 kilometers per hour. Its total range is up to 500 kilometers. But the most tactically relevant specification is the silent mode. The CL2X uses a series hybrid powertrain with rubber tracks. It can operate for approximately 30 kilometers on batteries only, with no engine noise, no thermal exhaust signature. In an era where drones watch every move, silence is survivability. In the configuration shown at Eurosatory, the CL-2X carried the Leonardo Hitfist 30 UL turret, a compact unmanned 30mm cannon with airburst programmable rounds, effective against both ground targets and drones. The concept of operation is manned-unmanned teaming. One crewed command vehicle coordinates multiple CL-2X units simultaneously. A small crew can control a larger combat force, keeping human soldiers further from the most dangerous positions. The American equivalent is the U.S. Army Robotic Combat Vehicle Program. The RCV Medium and RCV Heavy are still in experimental testing. They are not available for export. There is no timeline for international sales. The CL-2X is available now, and the autonomy stack, the MACE navigation system, and the Atlas GPS-denied navigation technology can be retrofitted onto existing IDV platforms, including the LMV light vehicle and tactical trucks already in service with multiple armies. This means a country does not need to buy an entirely new fleet. It can upgrade what it already has. The Viking, the six-wheeled multi-role unmanned vehicle, was also shown at Eurosatory in two configurations. One anti-drone with the Hitroll CUA system. One anti-armor with 3 MBDA Acheron precision missiles. Fire and forget. Beyond line of sight. Low collateral damage. Both systems are ITAR-free, Action 5, VBM-155. The wheeled howitzer. The fourth platform is less spectacular but equally relevant for any serious land force. The VBM-155 is a self-propelled wheeled howitzer developed by CIO, the Consorcio Iveco OTO, on the Freccia 8x8 next-generation chassis. It mounts the Leonardo Hitfire 155 turret with an automatic loading system holding 30 ready rounds and 180 complete charges. The prototype is being assembled at La Spezia. Integration with the chassis is expected by the end of 2026, with first firing tests before year-end. The VBM-155 fires the Volcano 155 guided munition, the same family that won the American ERAP contract. Effective range exceeds 70 kilometers in the BER variant. That is strategic artillery range on a wheeled platform. Wheeled, self-propelled howitzers offer two advantages over tracked systems. They are strategically mobile. A VBM-155 can be loaded onto a C-130 transport aircraft and deployed to a theater in hours. A tracked howitzer, like the German PZH-2000, requires specialized transport. Second, they can move on roads at highway speeds, simplifying logistics in complex terrain. The VBM-155 also integrates the Hitroll CUAS for self-defense against drones. No artillery platform can be considered complete today without this capability. Outrow Epicystote 1 Close 4 platforms, 1 main battle tank, 1 attack helicopter, 2 robotic combat vehicles, 1 self-propelled howitzer, all Italian, all presented in Paris in June 2026, all sharing one structural advantage that no American system can offer: zero ITAR restrictions, full sovereignty for the buyer. In episode 2 of this series, we cover what you cannot see on a battlefield, but what decides the outcome. The missiles, the guided munitions, the electronic warfare systems, the cyber defense suite, and a small cartridge from Cremona, Italy, that turns any NATO rifle into a drone killer. Episode 2 is already available on this channel. If this analysis was useful, subscribe. The Network Economia Italiacom channel covers defense, finance, and the Italian industrial economy with data, not opinions. See you in episode 2.